Welcome to Pod Me If You Can TV. Today, for the 100th episode, we have My Best Friend's Birthday from 1987, and this might be the only lost film from Quentin Tarantino. It was directed by Quentin Tarantino as well as Craig Hamann, and it's a black and white, almost no-budget film that really could have been Tarantino's version of Clerks. There are 36 minutes existing of the film, it was intended to be a 70-minute film. And in order to make sense of those 36 minutes, it's a good idea to read the script, which can be found online. It was shot for about $5,000 over a period of 4 years from 1984 to 1987 on 16mm film. Craig Hamann and Quentin Tarantino are the writers and the directors and also star in the film. The rest of the cast was made up of video store and acting class buddies. Apparently, Craig Hamann wrote a 35 to 40 page treatment, and Quentin Tarantino beefed up the script. The two of them were at acting school together. The story is about Clarence, played by Quentin Tarantino, who wants his buddy Mickey, played by Craig Hamann, to have a great 30th birthday party, but his efforts continually backfire. They work together at K-Billy Radio, which would later be referenced in Reservoir Dogs. The film really shows Quentin Tarantino's love for music, with songs like Walk the Line and Ballroom Blitz playing in the background of scenes, while other songs and artists are referenced in dialogue. There is an interview scene at the head of the footage, where they work at the radio station at K-Billy Radio, and they're interviewing the head of the Eddie Cochran fan club with Clarence, and there are multiple kind of monologues about Elvis as well. There's a real sense of the characters being young and brash. You know, they say things like, we'll open up our own radio station in the script. But the whole thing is very slapsticky, and it's full of miscommunications, and there's a lot of who's on first style jokes throughout the script. There's references galore, as you would expect with Quentin Tarantino. He's name-dropping actors, films, and there's a sequence with movie posters all over the walls. There's also a strange homosexual subtext to the film. There's a lot of kind of I love yous between the two guys, Clarence and Mickey, and Cecilia questions their sexual orientation with a line, "You and Clarence don't go to gay bars together, do you?" There's also a strange friendship poem that Clarence reads, and he only reads that in the script. You don't have the footage of that. And there's a lot of saying, we're best friends, you know, why didn't you tell me about your sexual dysfunction and things like that. There are continuity issues with the footage, and Tarantino acknowledged those in an interview. Mickey and the girl meet up, and there's like a hand on the shoulder that changes position. She says Elvis Presley instead of Presley, which I was sure was a terrible acting performance, but in fact it's actually in the script, the delivery of that line, you know, it's a little underline there. There are lots of audio issues, sort of dodgy cuts, and the volume goes up and down, and the atmos changes. It's very much an amateur film, but it's sort of inspiring because it's not that great, and you can kind of see where Tarantino came from. There are shades of greatness, certainly. I mean, there's some cinematography in the bar. There's good parallel editing, and you know, but the character of Mickey, who's one of the central two characters, isn't really fleshed out in the footage, so as I said, it's a good idea to read the entire script. There's a lot of early Tarantino references and influences. Some of the scenes that exist in this film, My Best Friend's Birthday, also exist in some form in True Romance. Christian Slater plays Clarence, and with the call girl Alabama, played by Patricia Arquette, there's also a birthday set up by Lance. They also name their kid Elvis. Both Clarences do a speech about how they would fuck Elvis too. There's a lot of stuff about the call girl and the love story there that has moved from this into True Romance, which was written in 1987. In Pulp Fiction, Mia snorts cocaine, and here Quentin Tarantino's character snorts itching powder, which also has disastrous results, with them losing their jobs, which you really have to read the script to work out. Aldo Ray, the name drop, is actually from this short film. Of course, he's a character played by Brad Pitt in Inglourious Basterds. There's a scene where they hide in the shower, which is just like From Dusk Till Dawn. And there's also a fight scene I thought I would highlight. It's shot very much like a Mortal Kombat kind of game. It has lots of kicks, KO punch, and it's against a pimp. And it's similar to the fight between Drexel and Clarence in True Romance as well. There's also this great bit for Tarantino fans where Tarantino says, "Yeah, but I have a foot fetish," so it kind of evened itself out. And the fact that everyone always speculates, Tarantino has a foot fetish, here his character admits it on screen, it feels very kind of, very much like Quentin Tarantino himself has written that line. Look, it would have been great to see the ending to this. The script included a food fight and a brawl with multiple unconscious people. And these kind of Mexican standoffs, they only really exist in Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs and sort of The Hateful Eight, but it would have been good to see how it was shot here. There are conflicting reports as to what happened and why there are only 36 minutes of My Best Friend's Birthday. Allegedly, there was a fire at the processing lab, meaning that only 36 minutes survived of the 70-minute film. But Roger Avery has since said that they allegedly lost interest. So it's really up to you who you believe. There's sort of both reports out there. It's kind of nice and kind of mythical, I suppose, to imagine that there was this wonderful entire film that didn't, survive a fire. But the realist in me says that Roger Avery is probably saying the right thing. Tarantino did say on this that it was like his film school. He spent about $6,000 rather than $60,000. And I feel like this will inspire budding filmmakers to go out and make something, regardless of budget. Tarantino shot this on weekends with money from his video store job. And you can find the whole thing, 36 minutes of it, on YouTube, so you can be the judge for yourself. Finally, guys, this was episode 100 of Pod Me If You Can TV, and I just want to say a personal thank you from myself and Lloyd. There's a nice back catalogue of obscure films with stars in them on our YouTube channel for you guys to check out. I appreciate all of you who've had a look, had a like, and thanks everyone for your support of Pod Me If You Can so far.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Check out our podcast at www.podmeifyoucan.com.